Korea. Let's bring in Ediz Tiyansan, our TRT World correspondent, who is just outside the UN in New York. So let's break this speech down, Ediz, specifically about North Korea. He called it a depraved regime, and he said, he made no bones about it, he said, if necessary, the US would not hesitate to destroy North Korea.
Exactly, Shirley. I think it was very strong threats coming from President Donald Trump, but also he left an open door right there. We heard him say that the nuclear arsenal of North Korea and the continuous threats that it poses is not just threatening the United States, but its allies and the entire rest of the world. And he said that the United States is a country with a great patience, but if it's forced to defend itself, he said it will have no other choice but to completely destroy North Korea. I think these were the strongest words coming from the president, but he said hopefully it won't get there, and this is where the United Nations comes in. He said we will see what the United Nations can do. So obviously a lot of expectation there from the president, from the United Nations.
And what kind of reception can we expect from, for example, China? Because Trump was quite dismissive of, well, he called it an outrage, countries who continue to trade with North Korea, and that would include China.
Well, I think it seems we're seeing a rather softer tone in that regard. I think the Trump administration has realized that if they want to achieve anything in terms of an action against North Korea, they will really need the support and the cooperation with those other permanent member countries. So even though in the past we have heard Trump come out against China and Russia with much stronger words, this time round, when he was speaking about North Korea, he rather just thanked them for being on board with some of the Security Council statements they issued, but he didn't necessarily lash out against China and Russia as we've seen him do in the past. So I think it seems for now he is following a rather softer tone and language, and it's a sign that he might be looking into better, stronger cooperation with those P5+1 countries if he really wants to achieve anything through the United Nations.
And just on the subject of Iran, Ediz, it sounded like he was pretty determined to terminate that nuclear agreement. He said it was an embarrassment and a one-sided transaction.
Exactly. I mean, he went on and on about Iran. He spoke about how Iran is currently funding Hezbollah and its terror, unquote, its terror operations around the world, including Syria. He said Iran is still threatening Israel and the other Arab countries around it. And he talked about how Iran is still supporting the Assad dictatorship, the regime, and its terrorism inside Syria. And he also spoke about how Iran is still fueling the conflict in Yemen as well. And right after that, he said that the United States simply can't be part of a deal that provides a cover for Iran's nuclear program. So this is what he believes in. He called this deal basically a cover for Iran's ongoing nuclear program. And he said this should be an embarrassment for the entire world. So he is suggesting on uniting with other nations to work on a better deal, but except he didn't make it clear whether this meant that he is definitely walking out of this deal or not. I mean, there are so many other examples when Trump says one thing and then does one thing. Certainly he's suggesting that he doesn't like this deal, he doesn't want to take it, but we'll see what he'll do about that.